everyone, it's Mona. I'm in the craft room and I have an Easter craft for you, and this is a great one to get the kids involved in. Typically when you see these silicone molds out, you're thinking resin. She's going to work with resin, but not today. Today we are going to work with plaster of Paris. This is a really great option. You can have the kids involved in this, and we're going to do it for Easter. And I have this silicone mold that's just oval shapes, like half oval shapes, and they reminded me of eggs, and I thought it'd be perfect to do the plaster of Paris, and then the kids can get involved in decorating them. Now I have a little mask for the dust, and I'm going to mix my plaster of Paris, and it's two parts plaster, 1 part water. So I'm going to measure that out using an old bowl, and I'm going to just start to sprinkle, and I'm using cold water. I'm going to sprinkle the plaster in here. You don't want to go too fast because then you're going to get lumps and things will start setting up faster than you want. Now I'm just using my gloved hand to do this. You don't want to use bare hands. You want to keep it moving. I'm using the gloved hand. For me, it's easier to do it this way just because then I can keep control of the lumps, but using like a plastic spoon, disposable spoon, works great too. Now if you wanted, you can add a little bit of acrylic paint or like poster paint or anything like that in here right now, but I am just going to leave it white, and then we can decorate it after. So I'm going to pour it into the egg. And I'm going to kind of smooth it a little bit. I'm going to tap it just a little bit to see if I can't get any air bubbles coming to the top. And then I'm going to make another one. And this happened to take 1 cup of plaster and a half a cup of water. So that's how much one of these eggs takes. So I'll smooth it a little bit, and I'm going to tell you right now, if you wanted to do like eggs hanging on the wall, you could do that. You would just need to add some wire onto the back of this before it sets. Like now would probably be a pretty good time, and then you would be able to have them hanging on the wall, which would be pretty neat too. So I'm going to make another batch for another egg, and then we'll come back when it's all set. We'll see how long it takes, and we'll decorate them. Alright, the eggs have set, and now I'm just going to pop them right out. Here's the one. You can see it's not 100% dry, but I'm just going to take it out and set it aside so it can dry from the other side now as well. And here's the other one. They pop right out of the silicone, so it's perfect. I'm going to shave this down just a little bit so that when they sit on the table or wherever I want them, they'll sit nice and flat. Or you can take a sanding block and sand it right down. And then you can take it right to the edges in case you have any rough edges. You can do that right away too. Now it's time to paint, and I'm thinking a pastel blue and a kind of a pastel yellow. And it's just acrylic paint, and you're just going to paint the eggs. And I'll probably do 2 coats of this because it'll soak in pretty nicely to the plaster. And this is where the kids can have a ton of fun, decorating their eggs any way they want. Now on the blue one, I'm going to do some pink and green stripes. I'm staying in the pastel colors. So I'm going to start with the pink, and I'm going to go right across the middle. The pink seems to be a little watery. So it might take 2 coats. Now I'm going to use a fine brush, and I'm going to use the green, and I'm going to go in between. And then we'll let that dry. Now on this egg, I'm going to go with a purple, an orange, and a hot pink. But I'm going to start with the purple. I'm just using the end of a marker, and I'm just going to make some polka dots. And then we'll let that dry, and we'll come back, and maybe I'm not going to do all 3 colors. I think maybe I'll just do 1 more color on there. The eggs are painted, and on this one I added some pink dots, some hot pink dots in between the purple. This one is dry, and what I'm going to do is take my rotary tool. Now you can leave them just the way they are. You can put a protective coat on them, and you can just have them sitting around the house, on the table. If you had a hook on the back, you could hang them on the walls, which would be really cute. But I'm going to drill a hole right into the center of the top of this one. I'm using the rotary tool, the very thin bit. So just like that. Now I can touch up any paint that needs to be touched up. Now I drilled the holes, and then I realized I really should have gone in on an angle. So I just went in and pointed it a little bit in the other direction. Now I have the ability to go on an angle. I think that will look nicer. And I'm just using a wire hanger. I just cut it off right there. And now we're going to make a loop with this. Now take some pliers, and all you're going to do is create a loop. So just like this, and now I'm going to do the very same with another one for this one. All I've done now is I printed out on cardstock Happy Easter in 2 different colors. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim these down just a little bit. And I'm going to roughly match these up behind each other. And it won't be perfect, it doesn't need to be perfect. I'm going to take some paper glue. I'm going to run it across here. Alright, roughly match them up again. And then I'm going to just rub them together so they're glued together. And if you don't think you got it quite enough to the edges, do the corners, put it down, let it dry. Alright, this one's stuck together, so now I'm going to take some decorative scissors, and I'm just going to now trim it down. Okay, now we have Happy on both sides. I'm going to do the same with the Easter. Now I'm going to take a marker, also whatever color you want to do, and I'm just going to go along the edges. And I'll do that on both sides, and all that does is kind of gives it a little bit of an outline. Now we're going to slip these right into the wire. And you can adjust it however you want to. And it looks really cute. The only thing I realized is I should have had the Happy behind the other Easter, because now it says Easter Happy back here. So I can do that separate, make another one for that. But in the meantime, at least you get the idea, and this is perfect to put on your table for Easter. And you could have flowers in the middle or any number of other things to go along with your centerpiece. So I hope you like it. Remember, this is great for the kids to get involved in. I put a satin coat on here. I did not want a high gloss. You could do a matte finish also. And here's a striped one. And I hope you give it a try. I hope you have a happy Easter. And if you like it, give me a thumbs up, and we'll see you next time Let me know what you guys are planning to eat for your Easter dinner or brunch or whatever you're doing. Leave it in the comments below, and we'll see you next time. Happy crafting.